So I want to share something that I did over the weekend that was such fun. It wasn't anything spectacular, but to me, it's been such a cause for a lot of joy. What am I talking about? Well, I got AI to generate a caricature of me. I gave it a few bits of information about myself, and on the very first go, it generated something that immediately captured what felt like it had captured me right down to a T, just about. And so, since then, I have turned it or placed it on my desktop as my wallpaper. And I can tell you that every time I turn my computer on and see that image, that caricature of myself, I just, feel a surge of joy right through my body. And it's so enlivening, It just, yeah, it just brings on such a lovely feeling, a lovely energy, and it's such a mood changer. And I'll show it to you. Yeah, and I hope you get at least some fun out of it. Uh, because if nothing else, it makes you smile. So anyway, part one. Part one of I don't know how many parts in this particular recording, but um, happiness, joy, happiness. And I know I don't generally use the two words, joy and happiness, in the same way, but for the moment, let's just, use them interchangeably. So, happiness. Yesterday, had some good news. Had to do with my research, and it was very pleasing. It was very, very pleasing. Um, and what I noticed was that it didn't bring on like a massive "oh yes" kind of response from me. Rather, it was a very quiet, gentle smile, like a very solid, excuse me, a very solid affirming of something that maybe I already knew. I wonder, have you ever experienced that? Is that how you generally experience things? That they're not, when you get a response to something or you get feedback about something, it isn't that big rah rah, yeah, I've conquered the world. I've had this incredible triumph or success. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that one's better than the other. I'm just asking whether you've noticed how you respond to good news. And if I were to be honest, I'd say that, yeah, sometimes it is that rah rah. How fantastic. Isn't that fabulous? Oh, that's just awesome. And then there are other times when it's just a very quiet, gentle, but very deep and like it's deeper. It feels deeper, Like the other one feels like it's happening on the surface, and not that it cannot penetrate deeper, because it often does. But this one it's different. I think if I were to really look at how it is different, I would say that the rah-rah type of response to something is when, you know, our happiness and joy, my happiness and joy, is kind of dependent on how the world responds. Whereas the other kind of, the more quiet kind of joy is me, is the way the world is responding within me, and knowing that this was an outcome of something that I'd done. It wasn't quite as dependent on the world. It was more an affirmation of how I had acted and what I had done, and how life was acting through me. And that's, for me, an important part of this whole thing. Very often in my work, when people, express gratitude or compliment me, or, shower me with deep appreciation, and they are, appreciating me, this Lucy, this person that I am, I almost always remind them and myself that, I'm not acting independently here. It's life that is acting through me. And so if credit is to be given, it should be given to life. And yes, I will acknowledge that I have allowed life to act through me. I have been the instrument of life, and given myself permission to be an open instrument or channel. I don't know if you've heard of the prayer of St. Francis, but I think it really captures it when, it says, make me a channel of your peace. And it's really that I do play an important part, but on my own, if it was just left to this personality, this historical body, to see it as independent of life, to not see it as part of life, to see that in and of itself it's incapable of anything, including, something as fundamental as breathing. Never mind all the functions of the cells in the body. I mean, our mind doesn't consciously control and regulate all of that kind of metabolism, all of those processes, they were already happening through the intelligence as an expression of life's innate intelligence. And I am that channel or that vessel, an important one, because I get to keep that channel open and clear and as open as possible, so that life and its intelligence and its power can do its best work through me and as me. Ooh, that didn't sound quite right. I meant through me and as me. Okay, I feel I've said enough for now. More than I expected to say, but there you go. You never know. If you're watching this and it prompts some thoughts and reactions and ideas, feelings, do feel free to share. And in the meantime, wherever you are, I do hope that you have a really beautiful, peaceful, joyous and fun day or night. Bye for now.